welcome, happy Thursday, and for those of you that are watching the replay, welcome. If you're the first time to my channel, I like to talk on Thursdays to talk to you guys about the weekly healing sessions that we're having and to connect about anything in general. So it's funny, just saw the number 17, which is one of my favorite numbers. So yeah, welcome. And I'm excited that you're here and getting to connect. So interesting if you came on live for the last one, we were connecting about the Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and what they had to say. So I'm excited you guys are here. And if this is your first time, welcome. And hi guys. Say hi and hello and where you are from. And I'd love to say hi to you. So we've got, oh cool. 921 Virgo, I haven't seen you before, so welcome. But yeah, it's exciting to get to talk to you guys. Want to chat about Awesome from Michigan. Sounds like up in like Detroit area, huh? So yeah, it's a wonderful day here in Hawaii. The energy is definitely interesting. There are some of us that are experiencing some of the higher vibrations, and there are some of us that are not experiencing the higher vibrations. But I'm super glad that you guys are here and that we get to connect about this. Comment below. I'd love to hear how your week is going. And something I'm enjoying doing for connecting with you guys. Hi, Jody. Welcome. I'm excited to be able to connect with you guys in different ways. So like here going live every now and again, especially on Thursdays. And Intuitive Sands in Florida. Hi. Yeah, some of these things are intense, but you know what's really interesting? It's like you get to kind of choose the frequency. You can go, like last week was intense and not necessarily a good way. This week there's been a little bit of a breather, particularly if you've been listening to your inner guidance. And so like there's a higher vibe that you can choose, and then there's those that haven't been listening, and it's a lower vibration. But it's a crazy chaotic soup going on. But I'm excited you guys are here and we get to connect. We've got the color of Kuan Yin hanging out, and yeah, there's definitely some good stuff that you can tune into in terms of energetically if you want to, because something that they're talking about, and this is something, sorry about that, sometimes when the energy shifts the video will cut out just a little bit. So especially if my hands start moving and I shoot energy out of the hands, it'll affect electronics, reverses the polarity. But what were they mentioning? Yeah, there's large portions of the planet they're talking a lot about focus, and Saint Germain has talked a lot about this since like 2014, 2015, but especially around, people say, oh, it's Mercury retrograde, and like focus on the negative bits, or like, oh my gosh, I better clamber down because it's, we have these intense ascension waves coming in, so it's sort of like bracing for it just before impact and that sort of thing. But there are other attitudes and avenues to open yourself to that light so that you can shift. Just sort of like if you've got any resistance to pain or shifts or change and that sort of thing, it can be a little bit more difficult for the body, especially if some of us are a little fed up with some of the changes that have been going on. I know that there's some that have really been going through the ringer for the past like 3 or 4 years. But yeah, awesome. But it's lovely getting to connect with you guys. I love getting to come on live and say hi and hello and see how you're doing. They want to talk about this Sunday's healing session because it's a group one and it's a lot of fun. And it's interesting because they had it projected for just a regular spiritual cleanse, but then they want to do a spiritual cleanse with the feminine. So they don't want to do it in the typical route. They want to have, like, Mikael will come in from the blue ray of light with faith and do some of the cleansing, but then they want to have like a focus on feminine, the feminine goddesses they're standing. So it's like all the faces of the feminine, like Mary Magdalene and let's see, Mary Queen of the Angels. Like they want to come in and have their turn with providing some extra updates behind that. So some of the benefits of spiritual cleansing, this is going to include a house space clearing for you if you care to join for this. And so it's pretty fascinating stuff. It's pretty heavy duty stuff, pretty exciting stuff. And you always feel better. You let go of all this gunk. It's like it's always things that you're really ready to let go of. With spiritual cleansing, if you've picked up stuff or frequencies or, you know, entities and things like that that don't belong to you or no longer are serving you, and you're ready to let them go, these beings of light will wash all that away. It's sort of like an energetic bath in a way, and it feels really, really good. Yeah, Intuitive Stan says it sounds really good. It is amazing. So if it's something that you feel called to do and you want to let go, they have mentioned that it's a great place to, like, all the things, like we did all the reads during these retrogrades, like first retrogrades of the year too, because we went almost 3 months without any planets being in retrograde, which is quite some time. Everything was forward movement, and we didn't notice too much about stuff being forward movement until we had these retrogrades and things started moving backwards, and now things are about to like catapult forward, and that's something we weren't necessarily expecting. They're stating it's probably a good idea to do the next energy update live if you guys want to join for that. That way we can discuss some of this stuff that's happening. If you guys are interested in that, type yes. Or give it a thumbs up or share it with somebody that you think might be interested, because I think that might be fun to connect with you guys live about what's gonna be happening, you know, for May. But that's part of the reason why we're starting to notice the catapulting of shifting into the new, which is really, really exciting stuff. Because for some people it's like, oh yay, I love you guys responding, this is wonderful. So Jody mentions her heart's been full of joy pretty much this week. That is available for certain individuals right now, so it's available for all of us, they're stating. It's just, you know, where are you placing your focus, and if you are allowing some of the pain to come in, or if you're allowing you know, we're just accepting where certain things are. Because it's like I've watched certain people that are struggling with this energy right now because they're not allowing it in, and because they don't want to change, and they're afraid of trying something in a different way, versus other people that are like, okay, here it is, here's Spirit's guidance, I'm following it. Like, you know, because you know, when you do, even if it feels slightly uncomfortable, things will always get easier. Always easier. You can tell if you're not, when things get a little bit tough. And I'm not saying like stuff coming up and not wanting to deal with it. So yes, oh my gosh, Intuitive Stands having pretty instant manifestation past 48 hours. I'm seeing the same thing. There's some of us within a certain soul group, I'm seeing that. Everybody has access to that, but there's some of us that have really chosen. Even the wording, because Spirit says to let you guys know, everything that you've been attempting to manifest is on its way to you now. Everything you've ever wanted, you can have, and is sitting in your, like, sphere of light, like, trying to come in for you. Now, sometimes if there's more than one person involved, it's got to be both of you that are, you know, ready for that at the same time. But it's sort of like Esther Hicks has talked about coming into contact with her counterpart. They were, let's see, it took them, I think, 17 tries of close encounters before. I'm just sitting here going, I've got a similar situation going on, but it's about something different. You know, with the contact back and forth, and I'm going, okay, how many tries are we going to do here? But it is, yeah, things are manifesting quickly. They're stating a lot of messages around things are just around the corner. They give certain dates, so they mentioned like mid-March. They mentioned the 1st of April. They mentioned let's see, the 11th of April. Now the 15th or 16th, you're going to see everything like catapult forward, because we've got the new moon, we've got Mercury going forward again, so things that you've been wanting to manifest in a really good way. Some of you are going to see that come like Monday, Tuesday time frame, Wednesday, depending on what part of the world you're in. And then they're also talking about the beginning of June, and then they're talking about in September. So these are big energetic shifts in terms of when you're manifesting the things that you really want, and it's coming into view for you. And this is super exciting. So yeah, it's great watching stuff manifest quickly, isn't it? It just feels amazing. So maybe I'll schedule that for yay, Intuitive Stands. Stands. I am surrounded by Geminis, I swear, like with the June 1st thing. But let's see. Sorry, I'm having to check the cars, but yeah, I think it's amazing. June 1st. That's quite the birthday. I will tell you that. There's a friend of mine that's got a birthday in the middle of June, and so it's gonna be a good time. The summer's gonna be a lot of fun. Going into September will be a totally different energy. So the things that you're getting ready for now, like the shifts are having us make now, are gonna make life a lot easier. Janie says happy birthday to Intuitive Sands. That's so sweet. Yeah, they're stating all the shifts you're getting ready for now are prepping us for the energy coming in September. So if you're resisting now, your September's going to be even rougher. So I love you guys. Just listen to Spirit. Most of the people that I work with that are attracted to my work, I typically listen anyway and listen to guidance, because it's just all that resistance energy. I can feel it, and it's like, why shut out God? Why are you doing that? Well, I know why, but anyway, turning 50, Jody, that's amazing. Happy birthday. That's so cool. June 28th. That is Cancer, isn't it? That's amazing stuff. So you guys are so cool. I'm so glad that you're here. So here's like why would you want to have a spiritual cleansing? It's like, well, why do you want to take a bath? Your hair feels better when it's washed, right? Like, I love seeing you guys interact. This is so cool. It's like, why would you wash your hair? Why would you take a bath? It's the same thing, you know, spiritual cleansing. You've got energy on you. It's just information, frequencies, and things that don't belong to you sometimes that you may have picked up on, because sometimes just because you have the light, you pick up on stuff that's around you. Well, let that stuff go. And the beings of light will help us with that. They're the ones that come in and do. It's, Metatron uses, the light body. He spins it in a certain way to pull out certain things, and encodings will, they don't always talk about all the things that they want to do. Sometimes in the middle of the session I'll be like, I always say it, you'll hear me say in the middle of, you know, the weekly sessions, they'll say, oh, or I will say, it's funny, it's hard to put words together when they're all up here talking. I'm just like, how many people are going to listen to it at once? It's like a room full of people talking. What was the message again? Oh yeah, you'll hear me say sometimes like, oh my goodness, like I didn't know we were gonna do this, like I didn't know this was planned, but they always have something planned, and it's the right people showing up, and they give certain activations and upgrades. And Kuan Yin says, mention me because I'm gonna be there too. It's really funny. So you guys are really intuitive. You know what it's like when you've got like more than one guide. It's like, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me, and it's just like, it's just funny. So anyway, it's like the ultimate multitasking, but it's fun to get to deliver these messages to you guys and get to connect every Thursday and say hi. Something else I would like to eventually do are like weekly Q&As. So like, okay, so JN says I'm turning 55 August 14th. Yay! Well, I don't give personal readings on here at the moment, but if you'd like to connect, I do offer those. They're 50% off on my website right now. If you are interested, it's theresamonroe.com. Right now we're just connecting and seeing how our week's going and talking about the energy and how it's shifting. And this week's healing session, if you guys want to join it, it's only $22. And I try to keep it low because I want you guys to be able to come for as many focused healings as possible. And they bring in all the rays of light, and this week they want to shift all kinds of stuff around beliefs, around boundaries, and helping. They specifically mention, you know how all the things we reviewed for Mercury retrograde, and a lot of those things are like endings and things that we're done with, especially with the new moon, which can be a lot of endings and new beginnings as well. You know, I just feel like it's more closures sometimes with new beginnings. You know, on new moons, and but anyway, just to let you know, they want to help you like cut some cords, shed some light on stuff, let go of some old things that are no longer working for you, and those are the sorts of things that they want to. Oh, Janie, that's a good point. God, what would I do without you guys showing me? It's this Sunday. It's 9 a.m. Hawaii time, which is 3 p.m. It's 6 hours. So 3 p.m. in the afternoon on Sunday. I'm open of other days of the week if you guys want to let me know what day of the week works for you, or Thursdays are my absolute favorite, but that's typically what I've been doing for in-person here, and I don't know how available you guys are on Thursday nights, so... Oh, okay, JN. So just, yes, lots of changes. Yeah, there's a lot of changes going on right now. Again, they're just trying to get everybody ready for what's happening this fall. So, and that's going to be some big stuff. And so if you've just let go as much as you can, which is like show up Sunday. And it's going to be most likely like a phone conference, so it'll be something that's a little bit easier, unless I can figure out how to get my Zoom to go just audio. So I'm still playing with that. Phone right now is a little bit easier, but so you don't have to worry about, you know, being seen or anything like that. Just come on and hang out with me, and the rays of light and the beings of light will be present with you in the room, and they're going to give you a full cleanse and, you know, just like catapult you into some really good energy. What's amazing about these healing sessions that I love is I can be feeling like I'm in a complete funk, and sometimes that's like what I can pick up on the collective group that's about to come in. Sometimes I can feel some of the energy shifting a couple hours prior to. Sorry about the cars, by the way. If the noise bothers you with that, I just haven't been able to escape the noise here. Yeah, so they want to move, they want to shift some stuff around. The rays of light come, the beings of light are present with you in the room. They even provide healing to your pets. They do a scan, like an energetic scanning in your space to clear anything out of the space, to include your cards if you want. You can release anything that you want to. You can set your intentions at the beginning, or you can just let it be general, and the beings of light and your higher self are present, and they just know what to let go of. They know what you're ready to let go of, and you don't consciously have to know. Things are going to shift pretty rapidly afterwards. But it's amazing because sometimes you'll feel stuff shift like an hour prior, an hour or two prior, and you're going, oh, I'm feeling a little bit emotional. Good thing I'm showing up for this thing. And part of that is because they're, time is an interesting thing, and they'll just start working with you early so that your energy is calibrated properly for the group session, and sometimes you feel it for days afterwards as well. And it's important to drink lots of water because you get DNA upgrades and all kinds of gifts from the beings of light. It's super fun stuff. Do you get what sort of things do you guys need in a healing session right now? Like, what are you curious about? Because the beings of light are saying, let's help them shed some stuff out of the way so that they can be ready for the new. Because this is going to be cool. There's going to be like stepping into our power kind of stuff happening, coming out of this retrograde, which is ending on the 15th. So yeah, you go, Janie, I appreciate you so much, because I feel I could just pay you to come on here and prompt me on what to say, because you ask all the best questions. So but that's super cool stuff. Like, how do we go to your website and sign up? So yes, my website is theresamonroe.com. You'll click at the top and it'll say the weekly healing sessions, and that's where you sign up. And then I'll email you all the details of how to join on by phone, and we will connect. And what happens is you get to sit back. There isn't any music. You get to sit back and you get to close your eyes and, go to La La Land. You always feel so much better. There are some people that say that it just reminds them of other certain highs, if you get what I'm saying, but I wouldn't know personally. I've just had some people. The latest thing, which I may focus on, I may do a little test group on, or see if you guys are interested in, is something else that's currently working, is putting you guys into a meditative state so that you can connect with loved ones in this meditative state. So a lot of people typically, have a medium that can deliver messages, but what's happening is I'm noticing, and this is maybe something I'll be doing in the future in larger numbers, I don't know, but it is an interesting thing that is happening, where it's the same healing session, like group healing session, but people are getting in contact with their loved ones, and I'm just the person that's holding the frequency for them so that they're able to connect, like in real life, and they're taking them out on different like journeys and stuff like that. That is fascinating stuff right there. I can't always guarantee it, but it's got, out of the few times that I've worked with it, it's been 100% like has worked. So instead of going to a medium, you can actually be put in a meditative state to reconnect with your loved ones or your guides or your angels or whatever messages it is that you want. So anyway, I'm trying to see what these questions were. So, but yeah, Janie, I swear, because these rays of light come in and they are really high, and so the logical brain switches off. So the things where you have access to remembering to say certain things, you either need a piece of paper, or you know, you become like completely right-brained, and the left brain in terms of memory with like, oh yeah, what was I gonna say? I swear I need you every time. I'll be like, Janie, come get online with me and ask me these questions so that I remember. Because sometimes I'll be like, where's my piece of paper that has all the things I'm supposed to mention? It's just like, it's crazy. So, yeah, low energy and hypothyroidism are definitely connected. Somebody's mentioning they want help with that. You can definitely show up for a healing session, no matter what the focus is, and you can ask for healing on that. That happens to be a viral connection that's happening there. I recommend, there is a book called The Medical Medium by Anthony William. That has all the answers that you are looking for. You can skip to chapter, it's either 21 or 23. And it has the entire diet for you, and because there's certain foods that you would benefit by avoiding. Emily says all the things I've been hoping for are actually happening, which is sort of overwhelming in a good way. Girl, I know the feeling. So anything that's keeping me from stepping into it and embracing it. So it sounds like what you just need is a little bit of, you know, it's interesting because some of us have been, and I'm experiencing the same thing. And a lot of our soul group are, because it's like time for us to step into the really good things. So some of us have been used to getting comfortable with really bad stuff, right? Or things that are really challenging and that sort of thing. So we know how to step down, but then it's a different heart feeling when we have like the cognitive dissonance of something really amazing happening. In certain areas, like I can have other dreams come true in terms of, or you guys can, and you can be like, yeah, and you know, and it's exciting, but there's certain areas like, for some people it's around money, around people you've got, let's see, some people it's around career, like about being seen, it's in a good way versus like somebody criticizing you. Or in another way where you've got like, you know, when you've got like, they showed me this the other day. You've got, what you're thinking of is, they showed me it's like an arc, like a rainbow. And this is kind of what you think is fantastic. But then you've got like way out here, and they reveal to you like, okay, honey, but this is what you get. And you're like, it's okay. It's okay. You're going to feel some cognitive dissonance there. And I'm experiencing some of the same thing. And I'm going, am I delaying some of that coming in? Because some of it's, you know, it's pretty big around a couple of different areas. And I'm going, and, you know, the other night I was like, do I really want that? So this is kind of a process that some of us are going through that are slotted for having come true right now. Now, what is interesting is, if this is a relationship and you're feeling that way, I guarantee you your partner's feeling the same way. Like, you're like, but I didn't know that this person existed, or energy shifting. So if you, welcome back. So sometimes you've got, you know, you going in your own head, like, oh my gosh, this is really amazing. This is so much bigger than what I ever thought. And then the other person is feeling the exact same thing. So if you've got sort of a situation, and this can be in a business-wise too, where you're like, oh, this is everything I ever dreamed of. This is a really fantastic studio. It's beautiful. Everything I ever wanted. Even better pricing than what I expected. The clientele are great. And then the other person is just as excited as you, because they didn't know that they would ever, you know, attract somebody to come and be in their studio that would provide something like that. Or if you're like, this is the most amazing human I've ever met, they're thinking the same thing. Like, I didn't think I'd ever meet you. I didn't think I'd ever meet you either. So it's just sort of like, You're not alone in your experience. So the other person that's having that same dissonance of like, all these really wonderful things all at once, woo, it's, they do talk about that. It can be just as daunting if really wonderful things are happening as the things that aren't as fabulous. It can be the exact same way. And that's why some of us who can feel these really good things like approaching right now are kind of laughing at some of the ridiculousness that's happening around us, because it's like, it's so good that some things are not, you know, messing with our frequency, which goes back to the energy update of this month, where they're talking about like a maintenance of, you know, maintaining your own frequency. This is a way higher vibe. A lot of the people attracted to this channel are a higher vibe than normal, than the rest of the populace. So what's happened is typically we've dropped our frequency around the people that have a lower frequency, and that's just how we've maintained, and that's what we've been used to. So some of us right now are just like, okay, there's chaos, but I'm not dropping my frequency around it. I'm going to keep laughing while these people are miserable. That's their choice. They want to be miserable. That's their lesson. That's fine. And then, you know, and most of the time you're able to really maintain that. So, but Emily, just to, you know, touch base with you, that's kind of, yeah, if that's sort of what you're going through, you're not alone. There's a lot of us, and I think it's important to talk about that. And but for a lot of us, you know, the good really is here to stay. So, but Janie, you're so nice. Janie's like you. Aw, she's so sweet. Kindness and energy come across. Has your spray showed up, by the way? Because that was a lot. I don't know if it shows up in 2 days, but it was fun. I wrote you a lovely little love note. So, yes, they do show up on the beams of light. So it's so cool. So cool. Yeah, there's some head spinning stuff happening right now, and that is okay. Some of the higher vibrations coming in are like that. If you... Here's what I really need to do. Tell me what you guys think about this, because what they keep mentioning, what they're mentioning right now is that it would be good to create a video or a meditation where I can guide you guys so that you're able to reset your energy at any given moment. Because that would be probably pretty cool for you guys to be able to listen to that, so that you know. Heartline alignment does that. I'm telling you, in May, I'm here to tell you, if you show up in May, I swear, I think like, they're showing me May 1st, but I don't know that I'm going to do it May 1st. But in May, I am doing a Heartline alignment class, because this is, when you align your Heartline, you, it is amazing results. It resets all your energy. It's the basis of all the healing that I do. That's the first thing I do for all of you, is align your heart lines, which is your connection to source and your connection to the earth, and I go into why it's important and the whole 9 yards. But that's, yeah, that's a different thing. So you guys are like, yes, I want. That's so, thank you for your responses. So but yeah, it's some interesting stuff. But something that was happening earlier today, there was all that like, you know, like really dreamy energy, and they were showing me some like new tricks to be able to recalibrate, and not necessarily like ground, but definitely a new way for like maintaining frequency, so that you're not all up here like, you know, feeling ungrounded, because sometimes you gotta drive, right? So anyway, it's pretty cool stuff. I'd love to have you guys this Sunday. I feel like it's a pretty good day of the week, but I don't know if 3 p.m. on Sunday is good for you guys if you're Eastern. That's the thing they don't always tell me, is like, the one thing consecutively is usually Thursday nights are pretty good, but I don't know. What are y'all's favorite day of the week for this? Because typically what happens is I love right before bedtime, because then you can go to sleep and just, you know, process everything that's happening, because you get DNA upgrades, your cells are, you know, you're gonna try for Sunday, Janie. That'd be great. Janie, we need to have you here. I need you here. You're my personal assistant. You're gonna come like mention all the questions that need to be asked, because I swear it's like, because you ask at just the right moments. I appreciate it. So maybe we can exchange like weekly healing if you guys are like, hey, by the way. So, you know, I'll be like, Janie, come get online. And then you'll say, okay, I'll come ask you your questions, because we need, this is a team effort, folks. And the beautiful thing about when we all show up for the group healing sessions, the energy's higher, and they come in. It's sometimes a little bit more powerful that way. So yeah, if you have anybody that you know of that might be interested in a spiritual cleansing, let them know about this. Share the page. You can feel free to share this video with them and let them know, like, hey, we have some, you know, some healing going on. So if you want, it's perfect, again, for letting go of everything from the retrogrades, the old way of being, all the old energies and frequencies and beliefs and things like that. It sheds all that stuff away. Do you guys understand, like, spiritual cleansing? Is there, like, questions you guys have about that? Because what's going to happen right behind that is the group of Divine Feminine, like all the faces of the Divine Feminine, like all of them are coming forward, and they have a whole bunch of upgrades that they want to do. And this is if you're male too. This isn't just if you are, you know, a woman, you know, or a man with a feminine soul. It doesn't like that. It's just the healing shifted a little bit. So, and would you guys be interested in a Q&A? Because that would be kind of fun. Maybe on Mondays. I don't know. We'll try one on, maybe I'll come on live on Monday if I can, or a different day of the week, and do a Q&A, like what it is to talk to angels, or what is it like when the Ascended Masters are around, or you can ask pretty much anything that you want about, like, what is it to speak to 166 beings of light, like, what is it like to, you know, what is the blue ray of light like? Like, that'd be cool, and I wouldn't charge you guys for it. If you want to, like, come ask anything you want, and that'd be a cool way to connect. Because Thursdays, I like talking a little bit about the energy of what's happening, and then connect about what's happening on Sunday. I feel like Thursday's a good day of the week to be able to connect, because it's just a couple days before the weekend, you know, and that sort of thing. So, yay! I love feedback! You guys are amazing. Thank you for being part of this, because I'm starting to see some of the same names, and I appreciate that. So, I'm having a really good time connecting with you guys in a different way. This is one of my favorite months, with all the different activations and light upgrades and the whole thing. All the nouns for the light healing. Because it's about, like, maintaining frequency. It's so freaking fabulous. If you've been, like, on roller coasters because of what's happening in your life, you've been on roller coasters because of the people around you, that sort of thing. This is something, the result is you're a lot happier. It's sort of the, why do birds always like my car? It's funny, I'm on the balcony of my friend's place, and I'm looking down, and there's, oh, the birds. Oh, that's really funny. Okay, so the birds are associated with different angels, by the way, and so the birds are like, we like the light, but it just, they're also reminding me, I have an electric car, and I didn't close the outlet to the car, because you get high with the energy when they're like, yeah, within an hour you're going to be on live on YouTube. So, do you have questions about spiritual cleansing, energy cleansing, that sort of thing? Do you have any questions about what angels are present? Yes! Thank you so much, Jody! This is the sort of reminder that I need, because I forget. Jody bought some of my sprays of light. Now, here's a beautiful thing. Beings of Light came to me. I was getting ready to be part of a market here. Like, it's not a farmer's market, but they have markets all over the island, and that's where people love to buy local stuff here. And tourists love to come buy stuff and take it back home. But anyway, I can't talk too much about that. I'll tell you more about that story later. But yes, the cleansing spray is working beautifully. Yes, perfect. I didn't know that it helps with the negative talk. That's good stuff. But anyway, just to wrap things up, go to my website. It's theresamonroe.com. Go to the weekly healing sessions, and you can join. But yes, the sprays of light. I laughed when I asked them the name. I'll tell you the story about it later. But the cleanse and shield will help you beautifully as well. If you're looking for a daily, like, arc thing, there's a video on that. Go check that out. I love you guys. I have to go now, and I hope we get to connect on Sunday, and looking forward to more time together, okay? Bye.